Hey everyone, I wanted to go over the new and exciting news we got from Monster Hunter Rise on the Nintendo Switch. And this is a rather quick one that I'm very glad to bring you guys the news of, and that's the fact that Capcom decided to put the entire OST, the soundtrack for the game, up on all of the typical platforms that you should be able to listen to music, be it Spotify, Amazon, and Apple Music. So you can right away listen to something like 117 tracks of the entire soundtrack of the game. So this is basically their way to be able to get people to just dive into the music if you for some reason aren't paying attention to it during any sort of specific hunt because you're too busy focusing on the action, to go ahead and actually listen to the entire soundtrack, because it is freaking amazing and it's so good. And pretty much all of the good tracks are there. I do think there's a couple of them missing, a couple of sound cues and stuff like that, but for the most part, just about every single monster track that you would expect there to be has there, not just the basic version that you're typically accustomed to from previous games, but also the revamped Monster Hunter Rise versions, and even the versions with vocals. That, yeah, there are vocals in some of these tracks that if for some reason you actually missed it, you should definitely be able to go back and listen to it, because man, they just reworked some vocals into some of these. And this is actually something that I talked about in one of the interviews with the sound director, when he was talking about that was actually one of their biggest challenges, was to incorporate vocals to already known monster tracks that fans had already been accustomed to for years. You know, so you will have typical tracks like the Nargacuga, for example, which is iconic, and Basil Geese and stuff like that, which people love them, but they added vocals to them very subtly that blend in quite well with the music in hand. So they sound really good, and I'm just glad that more people are definitely going to be able to check this out. So right away, you should be able to see a link in the video description for Spotify, for Amazon Music, Apple Music, all that sort of stuff. It is there. It is available. Quick note though as well, there is a physical version of this bundle that's going to be available, I believe starting either today or tomorrow, for you to be able to import. I'm not necessarily if it's coming directly from Japan, but it is a 4-disc physical version with all 117 songs as well, that's retailing for about 4,500 yen or $42 US. So this is a rather hefty soundtrack, official soundtrack for the game, that is also going to be available physically for you to be able to import. I do know that you can purchase it directly from PlayAsia as well for almost $50. This is not a sponsored video by them by any means, but I did notice that they had it up there. There's going to be a link in the description for that as well. Again, not sponsored or anything, but I thought it was worth mentioning. If you do like the physical versions and you don't want to deal with ads and stuff, because these Spotify and Amazon and Apple do put ads unless you pay for their premium stuff. But yeah, it's interesting that they're putting this out there right now. I think the soundtrack is one of the best ones for the series. I'm not necessarily sure if it compares to 4. I did definitely like that one a little bit better, but the soundtrack for Rise is pretty freaking good. And again, especially when they added vocals to some of these tracks, which are, again, very subtle, blended in, it sounds extremely cool, and I'm a big fan of it. But that's going to be it for this video. Quick shout out to just the OST, the soundtrack being out there. Check it out if you haven't already. I'm a big fan of it, and you should be too. If you're brand new to my channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Hit the bell to receive notifications when the videos go up. And as always, thank you so much for watching. See ya.